what do you say we head to Kissimmee and talk to Vernon?
Hey, let's go.
Vernon, you're on with Larry Perry.
Vernon, are you with us?
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is here.
Hello?
Here, go ahead and come up to your phone, Larry. I'll turn you down for a second, Vernon, if you want to just jam out to some more Buffalo Springfield. All right, how you doing, Vernon? You there?
Yes, I'm here. Pretty
There
good.
he
Doing
is.
pretty
Okay.
good.
Up on, you're on with Larry Perry. What's your question?
All right, I got a 2001 Honda Accord manual transmission. It's got about 360,000 miles. I'm getting a check engine light. It's come up with P1456, some kind of air leak. Well, and I replaced the fuel cap. I've also gas cap, that is, and also replaced the canister purge valve solenoid and the vapor canister valve. And I'm still getting the light. After about 70 miles, it comes back on.
Okay. Vernon, some of these can be pretty difficult to find, especially when you start getting into a car that age. It's not a good idea to just start replacing stuff because it'll be never ending. There's two things that we do. One is we connect what is called a smoke machine to your vehicle. And what it does is it fills that whole entire evaporative fuel system full of a non-toxic smoke. And so a technician can look underneath the car. He can follow all of the evaporative fuel system lines all the way around the charcoal canister and everything to see if there's any of that non-toxic smoke emitting from either a connection or a broken tube or something along those lines. And sometimes these can be, depending on the code that you have, some of them can be what is considered a gross leak, or some of them can be considered a small leak. And the small ones are extremely difficult to find sometimes. But all this aside, what this is basically telling you when you have those types of codes is that when the vehicle is running and you have fuel actually returning into the tank, that creates pressure. And the ideal thing is that the manufacturers want is to be able to monitor the pressure inside that fuel tank. They actually want somewhere between 1 to 3 pounds of positive pressure in that fuel tank and in that fuel system whenever the vehicle is operating. And then when you shut it off, they want to alleviate that pressure and actually have any of that vapor travel through the charcoal canister system. So therefore, it's not flammable, nor would you smell the fuel fumes. But when you get one that is leaking like this, the first step is to do a smoke test. I mean, that is one of the most common services that we do for diagnostics for these particular issues. Now, like I said, they can be extremely challenging to find out where the leak is actually at. In a lot of cases, what we have to do is actually, sometimes if we can't find it with the smoke machine, we will actually go and administer positive pressure into your fuel system, into the tank and everything. And sometimes it gets to a point where we literally have to go and start spraying soap literally all over the canister and all of the fuel and vapor lines under the vehicle itself until we find out exactly where that is taking place. It's really funny. One of the main issues that we have, and I think we have seen 3 in the last week or so, and the technicians will, get it in the shop, and we'll go ahead and connect the smoke machine to it, and we'll see smoke just rolling out of somewhere underneath the car. Sometimes it's not even visible, and we may have to remove panels and some other stuff to actually get to it. But what we find is rodents. Rodents get in there and eat this stuff up. They'll sit there and they will literally chew and eat up half of a vapor fuel system line. And I'm sitting there going, what in the world? You would think the gasoline would kind of chase them off, but it doesn't even faze them. But it's rodents, whether it be a squirrel, a rat, a mouse, I have no idea. But they eat this stuff up alive. And that's the reason I'm saying you could replace the things that are common, like the pressure solenoid, the vapor canister. You could replace all that stuff. But if a daggone rodent has gotten up underneath the car and chewed these vapor lines in two, none of that stuff's going to fix it. So either a smoke test in order to identify exactly where that leak is, or either, in some cases, do a positive pressure test and soap the system down in order to find out. When you find your bubbles, of course, you find your leak. But you would be surprised what we run into. We get cars into the shop, literally, that are so eaten up. I mean, stuff that's 1 and 2 years old, eaten up so bad, wiring harness-wise, that, insurance companies would have to pay us and supply a whole brand new wiring harness for the vehicle because it's just eaten up so bad, and in so many places it's just not feasible to repair it. And we've had I think 3 in the last week or so where the technicians will come up to me and they'll show me these vapor lines that are literally just riddled with rodent teeth. You can see where they've just chewed into it and kept right on eating. But you'd think gasoline fumes would kind of shoo them away, but it doesn't seem to faze them at all, So I've never tried it. Have you, Josh?
I haven't, no.
Chewed on a gasoline vapor line? Well,
no, I didn't seek that out even in my crazy college days, no.
Hey, Vernon, listen, get a smoke test done on that thing and see what's going on. If they can't find it, tell them to put some positive pressure on that system and spray the soapy water down all over it. They'll find the leak in it. I wish you luck, and I appreciate you hanging on to talk to us. And, folks, with that being said, we're going to be coming up here on the second hour, and we have a lot of open lines. So if you'd like to hop on board and get your question in, I guarantee you we'll get to it. 844-580 WDBO. We'll see you on the other side of 4 o'clock. Hi, folks. Larry Perry here. For automotive information, maybe you got automotive questions on cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. Maybe you're thinking about maybe purchasing a used vehicle, and maybe you just want my opinion. Tune in to the Magic Mechanic radio show every Saturday, 3 to 5 p.m. on wdbo.com. Also, tune in to our Magic Mechanic YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe. And we'll all get together, maybe fix a few cars while we're at it.